And we are back with Joanna Elise Boutique. Thank you, Joanna, for giving us the opportunity to review your closet. We are super excited to have this chance, not only for you, but for all the viewers who have the ability to watch these store reviews, see what your store looks like, take some tips and tricks from you, and take some tips and tricks from us as well. So without further ado, we are going to jump in. You're going to see us with a bunch of tabs up here across the top. I'm going to reference those nonstop. You'll see a page of my notes. Those will be included in your closet review. We're going to just jump on in and see what we can cover today. So Joanna has this really nice cover banner as this really nice photo here as well. I also love that you have these featured categories that, again, also fit in with the theme as well. I love when people do that. I don't know why. I think it makes it look more businessy, more professional. And I love when it's all cohesive. Generally, it looks like you have pretty good photos through here. You've got this nice 10% off coupon, which is going to encourage buyers to want to shop your store. So when we go to your actual store, I've already filtered this to your newly listed, and that tells us or gives us the opportunity to look at your new items and not look at old items. I know if you look at our store from forever ago, you're going to see a lot of things on there that don't necessarily represent what we're doing now, so we always filter to newly listed. So let's talk about your photos. Generally, your photos look pretty cohesive. Looks like you've got some pretty good lighting. It looks like your items take up the majority of the frame. Really gives you a good chance to see what that item is. When we go into the specific items, you can see you have a front photo, a back photo, a close-up of the sale or the regular tag, and then your original first photo without the background removal. What I wish I saw on here was some measurements, and I also wish that I saw a close-up of this original sales tag in here, just so we could make sure that, one, it is new with tags and kind of see what that looks like. I think buyers would like to see that. I would also be interested in seeing the material tags on some of these items, because I know sometimes I want to purchase an item just because I know it's a material that I really, really like. So I would definitely look at including those. For your titles, we'll talk about those. Titles overall honestly seem pretty good. The bolded here, those are the items that you had as your title, and then the ones below that are the ones that I would have picked. Generally, it does seem that you are using as many characters as what you can. For the Free People, I would put Free People Women's H2O crew neck pullover sweater, size extra small, long sleeve open knit. This Found Moon that you included is actually the print or the color of the item. Not that I don't think that it's important, but generally a buyer's not going to know what that print or that color is supposed to be. They're going to just search it for a white or a gray or whatever that looks like. For the Lucky brand, I would put Lucky brand women's long sleeve tie front blouse, size M, red cream paisley, tassels, and peasant. You want to just, I guess, think about how you're listing them. It seems like you're front loading quite a bit where you're putting so much information before the actual item that there's not a whole lot left. Think about it in readability. So I always tell the girls when we're training them to do the brand, the gender, the most sellable feature, the item, and then whatever else is left, essentially. And that just verifies that it's in a more readable order for your buyer so that they feel more comfortable purchasing it. They don't get kind of confused by what they're reading. Honestly, looking over your listings, they all look pretty good. You've got quite a few drop downs picked. I did see that this one was listed as a color of gray. In the pictures it looks white, so if it's not white, I'd be curious and maybe add a note on that as well. It may even say gray on that new with tags tag, so it might be worthwhile putting that on there. But honestly, looking through your descriptions, they all look pretty good. You've got your measurements at the bottom here. You've got your material tags. I do think it would be beneficial to go ahead and add the photos of those just so that the buyers can see it. But honestly, shipping looks pretty good. It looks like you have a standard shipping rate. Let's check this one here. Yeah, same thing, standard shipping rate. So it looks like You are accepting returns as well. You're doing shipping within 1 business day. Looks like you've got some pretty good standards for your buyers, which I'm sure that they really appreciate. So let's talk about demand. So when you have a demand on items, it affects the way that you price items. So we're going to focus on the buyer sell-through rate ability here first, and then we'll talk about pricing. So for the Free People top, there are 108 available and 16 sold. For the Lucky brand top, there are 2,000 plus available and 404 sold. And for the CNC California, you have 10 available and 6 sold. Because none of those are 100% sell-through rate, I probably personally would have passed on them depending on the price, but generally I would have passed on them. With those items not having a 100% sell-through rate, you're going to have to price at the bottom of the market, essentially. So if there are, say, 10 Free People tops available, I know that I need to be essentially the bottom of that 10, or I need to be the weird, the wacky, the unique option out of that to convince people to purchase that. So you price that item at $62.78. I would have priced it at $30. For the Lucky brand top, you marked at $24.61. I would have priced that at $17. And for the CNC California, you had that marked at $23.60. I would have priced that at $20. So the higher the lack of ability to sell is, or the lack of sell-through ability, the lower you're probably going to have to price to be more competitive with those that are in competition of you. Overall percentage for your sell-through rate, you had 996 items available. In the last 90 days, you sold 58. In the last 30 days, because we divide that by 3, you had 19 available, or 19 sold in the last 30 days. And then the percentage of sold out of your listings in the last 90 days, you sold 1.9% of your items. You do need to take that into consideration for other platforms. I know you said you were listing on a few other platforms. Generally, the goal is going to be about 10%. As far as feedback goes, it looks like you had mostly good feedback. I did check out. It was 97.9%. You only ended up having one negative. And that was one person who ordered a Steve Madden dress. That essentially they said did not think that it was in the condition they expected it to be. It was used and it was damaged. You did offer returns. They didn't choose to return it. Sounds like that was just a sassy person that probably should have returned it. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can really do to get that taken off of there now. The time has passed, but I do think that it does show your buyer that you did respond to that. Hey, I would have offered you a return. You didn't ask for one, and to kind of move forward. As far as consistency goes, it looks like you've got some struggles here with consistency. June 1st, you had nothing. The 2nd and the 3rd, you had 9. The 4th, you had 6. The 5th, 2. 6, nothing. 7, 5. And then the 8th, you must have known your closet review was coming because you jumped on the board and did 35. So I do think that there is some opportunity for more consistency here. I think that if you could list the same amount each day and just really show your buyers that you are consistent, this is your job, you're taking it 100% real, that they would be more likely to come across your items. I do think adding additional photos, as I said, of measurements or the material tags or of the new tag tags would definitely help give buyers some more confidence in purchasing with you. And then I would definitely evaluate pricing. So as I said, on your pricing, if your items don't have 100% sell-through rate, you have to be very competitive. If you're not competitive, then unfortunately they're probably going to purchase from somewhere else. And then that's going to leave you with those items while others are selling. Overall, though, honestly, your store was pretty good. I really enjoyed looking at them. I think that you've got some really good techniques on certain things like titles. And I do think you've got some opportunities on some other things, maybe like the pricing piece. So if you have any questions, Joanna, feel free to reach out to us and let us know. Otherwise, we will see you guys in the next one. We appreciate you giving us this opportunity and we hope you enjoyed.